Good morning, humans. It's actually not morning, it's 1 p.m. Oh, background music is just my sister playing the piano. Okay, but between the time of my last upload and this video, I tried unsuccessfully to upload, and what this means is that I filmed a video and then I didn't like it and then I deleted it. So here I am again. So what has been going on? Not good. Just a combination of stuff going on in my personal life and just generally feeling kind of terrible for no real reason. Uh, I slept like 3 hours last night to wake up for a test at 9 a.m. that I studied all night for and still failed. Yeah, I still have to hand in several things before tonight because I'm kind of woefully behind on school. Yeah, I know sometimes people seem to have this impression that I'm very organized and I'm very on top of school, but that has never been the case in my life. Never, ever. I've never been a very academic person. And by academic, I mean good at conventional academic things like, well, I mean, I wouldn't say deadlines. Academics are not good at those, but I mean like school things like handing stuff in on time and being organized and adhering to a plan and like, oh my god. I also have this I also have something that was due like a week ago and I didn't hand it in because technically there's no late penalty. And it's a whole thing because it's not just a simple thing that you have to hand in. It's like you have to come up with the entire idea yourself and explain why it's a good idea. And I always do this. Like if the onus suddenly shifts to me to be able to provide and justify an idea as opposed to being told what I'm going to write about, I keep getting ideas and then I keep realizing that they're really bad ideas and not just I'm insecure and I lose faith in the idea, but no, I look up, I do the relevant research and the relevant research says that my idea is bad and that my thesis is wrong and cannot be supported by research literature. Yeah, my life is kind of a mess right now, and if you think that sounds bad, wait till you hear. Well, okay, I'm not going to talk about what's going on in my personal life, but it's like a whole thing without explaining exactly what is going on. It's like a large piece of uncertainty and stuff that I cannot control is happening, and I hate it. Like, I hate it so much, I can't sleep at night. And I'm like, unsure of how much to show outwardly to the people around me in real life, how much it's affecting me. And frankly, I don't even know yet because it's only been a few days, but it's like, okay. Me venting aside, I feel like I need to now backtrack and say that it's not actually such a big deal and I might be being dramatic. Plus, this is like, I'm on my period, so I have really, really bad PMDD. I've always had really bad PMDD. When I was younger, I thought it was simply really bad PMS. And I'm trying medication for it now, and while the medication works for the severe mood swings, like really severe and destructive mood swings that I used to have, it does not work for, or it hasn't had any effect on like the crushing depression of it and like the general apathy kind of depression and lack of motivation. But I feel like I kind of have that even when it's not right before my period. I kind of have that all the time, but just to a very, very low degree. It's just kind of in the background, but I'm not like, I have not been diagnosed with depression, and I don't think that I'm depressed. I just think that it might be a natural. Okay, it's just me pretending to be a psychologist, okay? It's just me analyzing myself, but I think it might just be a consequence of being like half in, half out with bulimia, like not fully, not truly bulimic anymore, but not truly not bulimic, and then also trying to have a normal life and realizing that something's missing. Like, I don't know, something like that. Okay. I did a bad job explaining that, but I also do not really. Okay. I want to be careful when I say that I'm a bulimic, or at least I want to be conscious when I say that, because people be saying that it's not a good idea to say that because then you're identifying yourself with it. And like, I'm a bulimic as an identity thing, and it's not true for everyone, but for a while that was really my whole identity. Like, my whole identity was being bulimic for maybe a good 2.5 years. I think that I've addressed in later videos that I do not, in fact, think that having an eating disorder is my whole personality. And it does kind of give the impression that that's the case because on YouTube I only talk about my eating disorder, so I feel like I had some people worried, which is it was warranted. But before that, though, like before I started consciously saying that having an eating disorder was my whole personality, like for a good 2 years, I was not really interested in anything else. And then there was a certain point where I started becoming interested in other things, like living a normal life. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard for me to maintain that kind of a. It's hard for me to maintain interests outside of, or like, God, it makes it sound like my eating disorder is an interest, which it's not. But it's hard to do non-eating disorder related things and be consistent and make them a priority when binging and purging is still going on to such an extent. And it's getting a little bit better now, but now for some reason I never really feel motivated or okay. I'm just mentally tired all the time. And I feel like that's a new thing I have to contend with, because in the past when I didn't binge and purge for a day or like 2 days, I would be like going insane in my head. I would have too much energy and I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I would just be on fire trying to do more and more tasks throughout the day to fill the time. And now that okay, now the difference was back then I would just be cutting it out for maybe 2 days or 3 days or something, and then I would go back to throwing up like 2 or 3 times a day. But now it's more like I have, in fact, overall cut down on binging and purging, and it's happening far less. And I regularly go days without doing it. And then at most it's twice a day, but usually it's only like once, if it happens at all. But now I just feel tired, which in a way might be better than having too much energy, because that was some unsustainable stuff. But it's a little bit disappointing because I feel like, what if I actually manage to stop permanently and this just becomes my everyday state? Like, tired and unmotivated. I mean, I am trying right now, like, I got up today, like, it's funny because when I was really, really, really bulimic, I kind of gave up on everything, including academic stuff, because nothing seemed to matter anymore. But right now, nothing seems to matter anymore, but it's not because of the bulimia. And I'm like, why then? Like, why did I try to improve only to feel like this? I don't know. I am still going to, continue actively not binging and purging. It is, it will always be it'll always be my priority at this point, really. But I just kind of feel like garbage all of the time now. I don't know. I'm eating vegan protein powder out of a bowl and I'm eating it dry. And because it's vegan, I feel like it's going to give me a bowel obstruction or something. But it's probably not going to unless I eat like 2 pounds of it, which I'm not. And that was a side note. Also the dangers of accidentally aspirating some of your protein powder. However, I don't want to make the trip downstairs to go get water. My room is on the second floor, and the kitchen with the filtered tap is downstairs, and I don't want to use bathroom water to make a protein shake. Yeah, this is the state that I'm in right now. Yeah. Okay. Well, you can see behind me though. There's the instant coffee, and that little purple thing is actually some black currant flavored orange pico. And I'm gonna try it later today. Maybe on camera. I don't know. I'm gonna become that kind of channel now, but nothing against that kind of channel. I like those kinds of channels. I'm excited to try it though. There's something to look forward to. See? Things matter. Also, ooh. Yeah, I just hit a piece of paper. I'm sorry if that got really loud. I'm sorry for all deaf now and you can't hear me. I do have things to look forward to, like a band I really like is gonna release an album on the 1st of April, and I'm looking forward to that. So things are not all bad, but things feel pretty bad because I did not want to be so behind on my courses at this point in the semester. Like I had to email a prof going like, do you think I can still pass this course? Which is so embarrassing. But it was kind of in a moment of panic, and the email system that my school uses does not allow for me to unsend. So what's done is done. Okay. So plans for the rest of the day. Basically, hand in all the things that need to be handed in. And they are probably going in incomplete at this point. But yeah, that's kind of how my life has been going. I'm gonna title this video something optimistic, like getting back on track. And the whole video is not, in fact, me getting back on track, but me talking about how I'm dreadfully afraid that I will not get back on track. I don't know how I usually act in videos, but I'm pretty sure it's not like this. Or at least not on this new channel. I feel like, well, on this channel anyway, I think that it's been pretty optimistic so far, so it was about time for some bad stuff to happen and for the tone to go back to really depressing. But yeah. I also thought that my spring break was going to be next week, but it's not in fact next week. It's actually been moved. It's actually a week later. And in fact, next week is going to be a week with a bunch of deadlines and not break. It's not a good sign that I need a break so soon. But Alright, I'm gonna go finish my dry protein powder that I'm going to inhale into my lungs and give myself pneumonia with. And then I'm gonna get back to working. Yeah. How is your semester going? Please tell me that I'm not the only one who is, like, hitting a wall in the semester already. Because it feels kind of bad, and I haven't talked to anybody in real life about this yet. I say yet like I plan to, but I don't know if I will. Alright. I'll probably. You know what? I'm probably gonna update this video just because I said so many depressing things in it that are going on and that I genuinely feel right now. So I'll probably update this soon. I'm gonna be home for a little bit longer. So, yeah. There's some kind of symposium later today about love for Valentine's Day. It's a philosophy symposium. I kind of want to go, but I also kind of want to sleep. I cannot motivate myself to click on a Zoom call. Like, what is wrong with me, guys? Okay, I'm actually gonna leave now and try to start my tasks. I like, considered so many things. I considered live streaming my studying to force myself to actually do it for a couple hours straight. Like, you know, pretending things matter until they actually start to matter. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. Hopefully, I'll have a positive update soon. Good luck, everyone else. Hopefully, your semester is going a little bit better than this.